All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this special edition of News Talk with yours truly, Chris Ano, and as usual, coming to you from the great state of Texas, Houston, Texas, precisely. Ladies and gentlemen, I didn't plan to be live today. That is the reason why it is quite late. We are coming to you today. I didn't plan to be live, but for the breaking story that we have coming to us all the way from La République du Cameroon. And of course, you know that everything politically that happens in La République du Cameroon affects the people of the southern Cameroon's Ambazonia. And here I am talking about Ambazonia's struggle for independence actualization. So I come to you tonight with breaking news, a very important story that has to do with the swearing in of La République du Cameroon's presidents. Note the S there. The swearing in of La République du Cameroon's presidents. Paul Biya, I am told, supposed to be sworn in tomorrow for the 3rd term. In the meantime, Tchiroma returned to Cameroon today. Tchiroma returned to that Cameroon today on the eve of Paul Biya's swearing-in ceremony tomorrow, Thursday, November the 6th. I will be bringing you the details of what we know about Tchiroma returning home to Cameroon. That happened today. And we have spoken to some inside sources, and that is why I am here today and this late. So ladies and gentlemen, go ahead, do me the favor before I bring you the presentation. Hit your share button, and if you are joining by YouTube, hit the like and subscribe button, and also share the link out. Let people quickly join the platform. Before I bring you this presentation, I will also be joined eventually by Eric Chinje, who will be filling us in with maybe a little more details of what we know at the moment. Do not touch your remote. I will be right back.
ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricatv@gmail.com.
All right, thank you for staying put, ladies and gentlemen. Again, do me the favor, if you are watching by way of YouTube, go ahead, hit the like and the subscribe button, and also send the link out for others to quickly join in for this breaking news story. Again, Tchiroma returned to Cameroon today on the eve of Paul Biya's swearing in that's supposed to take place tomorrow, Thursday, November the 6th. And what we are gathering from Cameroon as far as Biya's swearing in is concerned is that there is a security threat in the air, and what is going on is high-ranking military officers invited to attend the swearing-in ceremony tomorrow are told not to come wearing any pistols, not to come carrying any guns. That means the generals, the captains, the colonels, none of them is allowed to come or walk into the swearing-in ceremony with a gun tied to the waist. That is for tomorrow, Paul Biya's swearing in. That is the atmosphere, the cloud of uncertainty that hangs over the swearing-in ceremony tomorrow. I guess they are very afraid. A disgruntled military officer could open fire right in there during the swearing-in ceremony. That is why they are banning senior military officers from carrying guns into the swearing-in ceremony tomorrow. But that is not the most important news of the day. The most important news of the day is the return to La République du Cameroon of Issa Tchiroma, the man who is believed to have won the election, but rigged and stolen by the incumbent Paul Biya, 93 years old Paul Biya, who has been in power already for 43 years. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will now bring you that story of the return of Issa Tchiroma on the ground. Right now, as I come to you, as I speak to you, Issa Tchiroma is on the ground, and he too is preparing for a swearing in. Ladies and gentlemen, Issa Tchiroma too is back on the ground and is preparing for a swearing in. That is what is happening in La République du Cameroon. Whenever that happens, now take note, I didn't say Issa Tchiroma will be sworn in tomorrow. No, he is back in the country and he is preparing for a swearing in. Whenever that happens, of course, we are monitoring everything and we will bring that to all of you. But for the moment, I bring this breaking news in the form of analysis, commentary. That is what I want to do. Just open your ears. Cameroon is once again at a boiling point. The dust that was expected to settle after the country's October 12th presidential election has instead thickened into a haze of uncertainty, fueled by growing popular unrest, conflicting legitimacy claims, and a political climate that appears to be spiraling towards confrontation. The regime of Paul Biya, Africa's second longest serving ruler, is grappling with perhaps its most serious legitimacy crisis in decades. The election, which the government declared as having been free, fair, and transparent, was widely condemned both within and beyond Cameroon's borders as a grand act of political theater, a sham re-election, as one U.S. senator recently put it. While Paul Biya's camp was quick to proclaim yet another landslide victory, the opposition, and indeed much of the population, they believe that the true winner of the October 12th poll was Issa Tchiroma Bakari, the former minister who broke ranks with the regime and galvanized a popular movement that has shaken the political foundations of La République du Cameroon, Yaoundé in particular. In the aftermath of the disputed elections, ladies and gentlemen, chaos and fear gripped the nation. Protests erupted in several cities, from Douala to Garawa and Marowa, as Issa Tchiroma's supporters denounced massive irregularities and called for the annulment of what they describe as an electoral fraud of monumental proportions. Amid the rising tension and reports of targeted arrests of opposition figures, Issa Tchiroma was forced to flee Cameroon. I reported this yesterday, of course. He was forced to flee Cameroon, seeking brief refuge across the border in Nigeria. ABS has learned that while in Nigeria, Issa Tchiroma's stay was anything but comfortable. Nigerian security forces reportedly intercepted and took him into custody for interrogation. However, upon verifying his identity, political portfolio, and the context of his flight, Nigerian authorities released him to his own freedom. In a remarkable turn of events, ABS can now confirm that Issa Tchiroma has returned to Cameroon. He reportedly flew back into the country today aboard a helicopter. The precise location of his landing remains undisclosed, likely for security reasons. But reliable sources have assured that his safety remains intact. His safety remains intact, though caution is a prevailing watchword here. It is not lost on observers that Tchiroma's reappearance coincides with the end of the 3-day nationwide ghost town that he had called for, a symbolic but powerful act of civil disobedience that brought the country's major cities and economic arteries to a standstill. He is also returning on the eve of beer swearing in. Shops, banks, and public offices remain shuttered. Transportation has also been paralyzed. The ghost town ended today, but the question on every Cameroonian's lips is, what next? From the information we have gathered, Issa Tchiroma is expected to address the nation soon, address Cameroon soon, once his security team gives the go-ahead. He is said to be actually aware of the charged atmosphere in the country and the risks that accompany any public statement at this time. However, those close to him insist that he intends to communicate a clear roadmap for the days ahead. In the meantime, sources within his circle also reveal that his message to the people remains one of resilience. He reportedly emphasized that, and I quote, "The antidote to reclaiming the people's victory lies in their persistence and courage," end of quote. The people, he said, to have told his age, must not lose faith. For the struggle to restore their stolen mandate is not over, Issa Tchiroma said. Should the situation require it, another phase of ghost towns could be announced, he emphasized, adding that a growing determination among his supporters to sustain non-violent resistance until justice is achieved. Behind the scenes, Issa Tchiroma is said to be engaged in intense diplomatic and strategic consultations. ABS has been briefed that over the past few days, he has held consultations with several world leaders, including diplomats, heads of missions, and representatives of international non-profit organizations. These conversations, we are told, have revolved around the crisis of legitimacy in Cameroon, the potential for international mediation, and the need for a peaceful transition that reflects the will of the people. There are strong indications that certain foreign governments are closely monitoring developments and weighing their responses as the crisis deepens. In addition to this external engagement with foreign head of state, Issa Tchiroma has also met privately with a range of local experts, Cameroonian experts, from political scientists and economists to journalists and technocrats. The objective of these consultations, according to insiders, is to shape a coherent policy, then pick a cabinet of his own and a recovery blueprint that can guide a post-Biya Cameroon. Perhaps the most politically explosive revelation from Tchiroma's camp is the confirmation that plans are on the way for his own swearing-in ceremony back in Cameroon. The date has not yet been made public, and much will depend, I am told, on the evolving security landscape. But sources insist that the event is no longer a matter of if, but when. This announcement is nothing short of seismic, particularly as Paul Biya is slated to be sworn in for his controversial 8th term on Thursday, that is tomorrow, November 6. The overlapping of these timelines, ladies and gentlemen, sets up a constitutional and political standoff of historic proportions. If Issa Tchiroma proceeds with his parallel swearing in, Cameroon will enter an unprecedented dual legitimacy crisis. One president backed by the state machinery, and the other backed by the popular will. Such a scenario could push the country into uncharted territory with implications for governance, security, and economic stability. Already, the uncertainty surrounding Biya's re-election, compounded by Issa Tchiroma's rising defiance, has sent shockwaves through the country's political establishment. Diplomats stationed in Yaoundé are reportedly advising restraint, fearing that any escalation could ignite fresh waves of unrest across the already fragile regions like Ngaoundé all the way to Marawa and the Amazonian territories. While the atmosphere remains tense, ABS has also learned of underground communications between Issa Tchiroma's team and certain circles within the Paul Biya's regime. Though the details of these exchanges remain closely guarded, our sources indicate that Tchiroma's position has been unambiguous. His position has been unambiguous. He will settle for nothing less than the mandate of the people. He has reportedly made it clear to interlocutors that the only viable path forward is one that honors the democratic verdict of October 12th as expressed through the ballot box. Anything short of that, Tchiroma insists, would amount to the continuation of a dictatorship under a different guise. It is this unyielding stance that has inspired many of his supporters, who view Issa Tchiroma not just as a politician, but as the embodiment of a long-suppressed national awakening. Now, this is now what is happening in Cameroon. I call it a nation at crossroads. A nation at crossroads. Cameroon's socio-political atmosphere is now heavy with anticipation. The population waits anxiously for Issa Tchiroma's next move, even as Biya's regime presses ahead with preparations for tomorrow's swearing-in ceremony in the capital, Yaoundé. Tchiroma's return to Cameroon will galvanize the opposition, re-energize civil society, and embolden a population already fatigued by decades of authoritarianism and stagnation. His expected swearing-in, that is Tchiroma's own, even if symbolic, could reignite massive protests and potentially usher in new rounds of civil resistance, including further ghost towns and boycotts. Economically, this could prove devastating to the country. The 3-day shutdown already inflicted millions in losses to the commercial sector. If the protests persist or expand, Cameroon's fragile economy, already battered by corruption, unemployment, and investor flight, could plunge deeper into crisis. But for many Cameroonians, the question is no longer about economics. It is about dignity, about justice, and the reclaiming of a stolen future. The people are increasingly ready to endure hardship if it leads to lasting change. Despite the political storm, Tchiroma's rhetoric remains strikingly composed, ladies and gentlemen. According to his aides, he has reiterated his desire to see peace restored and the country put back on track under a new vision of inclusive leadership. He reportedly told close collaborators that his ultimate objective is not revenge or division, but national renewal, a return to the ideas of integrity, accountability, and progress. This message resonates with many Cameroonians, especially the youth, who see in Tchiroma a chance for generational change. Yet, it also poses a profound challenge to the Bia's regime, which has long relied on fear, patronage, and military cohesion to maintain its grip on power. This is the unanswered question. As of this writing, several critical questions remain unresolved. Under what circumstances did Tchiroma return to Cameroon? And who facilitated his entry back into the country? Number two, what role, if any, is Nigeria playing in the evolving crisis? Number three, will Tchiroma's planned swearing-in take place before or after Bia's own inauguration? Again, that is a question. In number five, and most importantly, how will the Cameroonian military, long seen as Bia's ultimate guarantor, respond if two men claim the presidency simultaneously? These questions underline, ladies and gentlemen, the precariousness of the current moment in La République du Cameroon. The answers, or lack thereof, will determine whether Cameroon steps into a new dawn or sinks deeper into the shadows of uncertainty. The days ahead promise to be defining for Cameroon, whether through peaceful transition or political standoff. The struggle for legitimacy has begun anew, and the people's resilience, as Tchiroma insists, will be the ultimate antidote. And that is the report, ladies and gentlemen. I will take a brief minute out, and when I return, I will have Eric Chinje on the line to give us a little update, insight into what he is aware. So please stay tuned, go nowhere. I will be right back.
ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricatv@gmail.com. ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricativ@gmail.com. ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricativ@gmail.com. ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricativ@gmail.com. ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for staying put out there. We're trying to locate Eric Chinje, who supposed to be with us to give us some more insight into the conditions of Issa Tchiroma's return to Cameroon on the ground. Unfortunately, we haven't gotten him yet. I am believing that he should be able to join in a few minutes. So in the meantime, for those of you just joining the broadcast, this was a late breaking news story about Issa Tchiroma returning to Cameroon from his hideout in Nigeria. You will recall that last weekend he was intercepted by the Nigerian security under the instructions of the Cameroon government, describing him as a very dangerous person, a very dangerous criminal that should be picked up. And on that report, supplied Nigerian security by the Cameroon government, he was picked up. However, soon after finding out who exactly he was, the Nigerian security decided to escalate the matter up to their hierarchy, and the hierarchy finally restored Issa Tchiroma liberties, freedom, and he had to stay in Nigeria for a few days and met with his collaborators, had some meetings, some discussions, and we are told that today he returned to Cameroon. And from the story that you just heard me present there, he is, number one, calling on everybody, Cameroonians, to remain resilient. He is calling on all Cameroonians to remain resilient. The ghost towns he called for Monday to today, Wednesday, ended today. And what he is saying is there may be another round of ghost towns coming up that will be announced, if that is the case. But also, number two, he is they are planning a swearing-in ceremony for his presidency. And he is also working, I believe by now, that would have been done, picking up a cabinet. They are picking up a cabinet for him. And once the swearing in is done, he will certainly announce his cabinet and begin to pass instruction. It doesn't matter. Don't ask where is he being sworn in. I have no idea. Even if he is being sworn in from South Africa, it doesn't mean anything for as long as he is sworn in. Remember, the current president of the Gambia was sworn in Senegal, out of the country. So it doesn't matter. Just doesn't matter from where Issa Tchiroma is sworn in. What matters is that he is being sworn in. And again, the date, I don't know yet. It could be before or after Paul Biya is sworn in. That is what I can tell you. Issa Tchiroma has also heard conversations with some world leaders talking about presidents of different countries and diplomats from different countries. So this is the overall picture of what I can release to you now, ladies and gentlemen, and why I wait for Eric Chinje to reach me. I will open the phone lines and see for those of you who may have any question. For those of you who may have any questions, I will open the phone lines so you can ask any question that you may have. Before you call, make sure that the volume of your phone, of your television set is tuned down. Make sure the volume of your TV set is tuned down before you call, because if I pick the phone and hear myself speaking in the background, I won't pick your call. I will only pick the calls of those who are calling and waiting for me to pick and speak. So please, if you have the phone number, go ahead and call. If I cannot get Eric Chinje today, I promise you we will be able to get him tomorrow to come in and give us some more light on the story I have just reported about Issa Tchiroma returning back to the country. All right. The phone line is right there in front of you, so go ahead and call, please. All right. Hello, sir.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes, hello.
I can hear you. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Ground Zero.
What is on your mind? 30 seconds.
Hello?
I can hear you. 30 seconds.
I'm calling from Ground Zero.
Go on. You have 30 seconds.
I want to say, if that happened, I would say praise be to God. Tchiroma swear in.
All right. Thank you, sir. Let's hope so. Thank you for the call. All right. Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from, please?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chris. I'm calling from Canada.
From Canada. And what is on your mind, sir? 30 seconds.
Yes, I wish to know if Issa Tchiroma sworn in, as you have said, and how would the cabinet function with the rest of the other cabinet? Would they not arrest the cabinet that will be formed by Issa Tchiroma?
That's not a question for me to answer. That's not a question for me to answer, sir. But it's a legitimate one. However, they are not stupid. I guess they know what they are doing. He will not be the first person sworn in with a cabinet, right?
Yeah.
Thank you for the call.
Thank you.
All right, the phone line is now open. Go ahead and call, please. Go ahead and call if you can. Okay. Again, the phone line is open. Go ahead and call if you have a question or a contribution. Hello. Hello.
Happy to hear that. I'm calling from Ganzero.
Okay, so what is on your mind?
Okay, for Issa Tchiroma to have formed such a move in Cameroon, it shows that it's a good thing, because for a man, a leader who has the vision and has a goodwill, must stand to defend his territory, or must stand to defend his legitimacy as a selected person. So, I want to thank you too for the broadcasting center. I'm calling from Ground Zero Manfe. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Hello, sir. Okay, I lost that caller. The phone line is open. Go ahead, please. Go ahead and call. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from La Republic.
Okay, and what is on your mind, sir? 30 seconds.
Well, I was just trying to say that maybe if Tchiroma was swearing in before. I'm calling from for La Republic.
Yes, I'm hearing you. Go on.
Well, my problem is just because we are on difficulties in such a way that if President Tchiroma was swearing in before Bobia, it would be better, because now at the moment we don't know the side we are going to. I'm running from Bamenda, but I'm here in the village, so I'm trying to.
All right, thank you for the call. All right, the phone line open, please. Hello. 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 All right. Hello, Eric.
Yes.
Thanks for joining, sir. You are live with me, ladies and gentlemen. I am being joined by Eric Chinje, who is joining me somewhere from Africa. Eric, tell us what you know, sir, about the return of Issa Tchiroma back to Cameroon, because I know you surely have some close communication with some of his aides. What do you know about his return on the ground, sir?
Well, Chris, unfortunately I won't be long, but let me say this.
Yes.
I was with him a short while ago. He's totally, he's at peace, he's happy, his health is good, he's motivated, he's looking forward to being sworn in. But of course, the circumstances are different from what was expected. So he's currently working with lawyers and legislators and others and preparing his governance program, and will reveal this to the nation and to the world in good time.
In good time, and when you say legislators and the rest, you're referring to Cameroon legislators?
Cameroon legislators, Cameroonian lawyers, and Cameroonian political leaders, yes.
This
is all about Cameroon. Mm-hmm.
It's all about Cameroon.
Yes.
So tell me, we know that he has been in Nigeria for a number of days now. Are you able to explain the circumstances under which he found himself in Nigeria?
Well, Chris, I can confirm that he was in Nigeria. That's actually where I found him, and we then traveled together. I cannot give details of where he is right now because of concerns with his security here. We will, as I say, he's working very hard to be ready when the time comes to get into office, to move and to get back to a program that begins the transformation that Cameroon so badly needs, begins to implement the changes that every citizen, except those who are directly benefiting from the system that has been in place until the end of Mr. Bia's mandate on the 5th, at midnight on the 5th of November. So he's preparing to hit the road running, and to ensure that within a very short amount of time, the critical crisis that this country faces, the crisis with the English-speaking parts of the country, the crisis in the north, in the far north of the country, in the east, part of the country, the crisis of the economy, the crisis of infrastructure, the crisis of health and education and joblessness and an economy that isn't working. Look, it's a huge task, but Cameroon has the means to address all of these issues with truth, honesty, and integrity. And that's what we're working on.
Now, he is returning to Cameroon on the eve of the planned swearing in of Paul Biya. Is it planned or just coincidence?
No, well, Mr. Tchiroma had expected to be sworn in until it became evident that the charade will continue. He had expected to be sworn in because, he went into elections. The elections were held under excellent circumstances. The reports of the Constitution and the Electoral Code both require the results were being published at the voting booth, and he was, these things were being collected. And when he got to a point where 60%, actually 80% of the votes had been counted, he realized it was clear that no other candidate who came close could surmount those results. In a normal situation, Mr. Biya should have called Mr. Tchiroma on the 12th of October to congratulate him. It happened in Senegal when President Diouf called Abdoulaye Wade to congratulate him. When Mr. Wade called Macky Sall to congratulate him, and so on. It happened in many other countries, in Kenya, in Ghana, and when the power was changing hands from one party to the other.
This is my question, though.
Yes. So all of these things have happened in Africa, and the ideal thing would have been for it to happen in Cameroon, so that our democracy gets built and strengthened. But it wasn't the case anyway. Having said that, I think Mr. Tchiroma is on a different plane right now. He wants to ensure that there's no further bloodshed, that people who want to use guns in place of ballots to change power, Mr. Tchiroma doesn't want that to be the case anymore. He's hoping that our military will understand that they are not there to determine the outcome of elections, so they should not be going out with live bullets to try and impress the crowd and in the process kill innocent Cameroonians. He's hoping that the ultimate outcome of the elections is what will allow us, the truth of the elections is what will allow us to build a nation based on truth, discipline, integrity, honesty, credibility.
My question was, he is returning to Cameroon on the eve of Paul Biya's swearing in, and also at the end of the 3-day ghost towns that he called for. Is this coincidence, or this is just is a plan?
It could be one or the other, really. I mean, I didn't go into that question with him, but I think it's part of the plan. He had no intention. He's not a president for any neighboring country. He's the president of Cameroon, and he has to, he's hoping to work with a team of his people, all Cameroonians, to set the stage for the Third Republic of the nation, to address its many crises.
Is he going to address the country anytime soon on his return back to the country?
He absolutely will. He absolutely will. He will be clear on his agenda. He will clarify that in a speech. He will be sworn in under the best of circumstances. He will outline exactly what he would be doing. He will announce a new government and a host of other things that will be done. And of course, reassure Mr. Biya, as it should be, reassure his intention to protect the outgoing president and his family. There's no question about that.
When we spoke earlier, you mentioned the fact that there is some underground conversation between members of the regime in Yaoundé and some of his team members. Do they see a chance, a possibility that Biya may actually negotiate his way out of the regime, or there is really nothing in the loop like that?
I'm not privy to any of that stuff. You know, I mean, I only deal with the things I believe I should be concerned with. But I suspect that there's a lot going on under the table. It's normal in any normal country. I hope that we're normal enough to see that happening in Cameroon. I think also that, as I said earlier, Mr. Tchiroma's primary concern, Chris, is to stop any further pain and stress and bloodletting in the country. That's his primary concern. So he'll do anything it takes to ensure that the future is based, as I said, on the values that we most cherish, the values of truth, of dignity and integrity. That's what he's working on.
How is he going to do that, though, ensure that peace goes or returns to the country? If he swears himself in and Biya refuses to make way, the people rise up behind him and say he is their president and go back to the streets and begin to protest. How do you foresee peace returning?
Chris, is okay, as I said, you know, I'll need to run out shortly, but my take, Chris, is that the victory, the Peter Bakari's victory is his victory, is the victory of the people. It's not Tchiroma's victory. The victory of the Cameroonian young people who cannot find jobs when they leave the schools of training and the universities in the country. It is the victory of all the Cameroonians who want to see a country that has the most hydraulic potential in Central Africa and one of the most in Africa, in all of Africa. He wants to see a country with such hydraulic potential, having potable water for its homes, the generation of power, hydraulic power for its homes. He wants to see a country that can feed itself and actually export food, because we have the rich soil and we have a population that is still relatively small compared to the expanse of the land that we call Cameroon. So Mr. Tchiroma wants to see all of these things happen. It is not rocket science. It can happen. It should happen. And I hope that we go beyond the politics. I mean, I am not a politician, and when I sit down with politicians, I don't want to look at their dreams. I want to look at the reality of their agendas, and that's what I've seen with Mr. Tchiroma. If I had seen it with the current CPDM regime that is in power until midnight tonight, if I had seen it, I would have been a part of it. But I could not deal with the corruption. I could not deal with the absence of a vision. I could not deal with the inability or the unwillingness to intake new ideas that could help us redefine and rebuild our economy. If it was there, I would have been a part of this system, but I could not be, because all of the things I mentioned were absent. The corruption was everywhere. So people cried out for change, and I think I see change coming in good time.
All right, two more things before I let you go. You can vouch for Issa Tchiroma that this is a man who is ready, for as long as he gets the support of the people. He is ready to defend his mandate and the mandate of the people. Is that what you are saying?
Yes, I think, I have known Mr. Tchiroma long enough to know that in spite of everything that's said about him, this is a God-fearing man who's humble, patriotic, and willing to give his life for what is right. He told me again when we met a few hours ago that he's willing to give his life for this.
Oh, you met with him a few hours ago?
Full length. I'm sorry?
You met with him a few hours ago?
Yes, I did, yes.
All right, wonderful.
I did. And we traveled together.
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
Yeah. So,
Oh.
he's willing to go the full stretch to bring about the change. Mr. Tchiroma is not an angel. He's no better than you and me as human beings. But he is the one that has been invested. He's become the personification of the change that Cameroonians want. That's the only reason we're now determined to work with him to ensure that he delivers on that agenda, brings peace back to the country, gets the economy working again, ensures that investors come to Cameroon who actually invest on the basis of a win-win agenda, so that all of us can benefit from the wealth of the land.
Let me ask you one last question before you go. We know that up to date, most diplomatic missions in La République du Cameroon have not endorsed or congratulated Paul Biya for his alleged victory. And it is also my understanding that Tchiroma, while in Nigeria, had opportunity to talk with some world leaders. What is he hearing from them? What signals is he getting from these world leaders? Would they show up to endorse him or congratulate President Tchiroma of Cameroon?
Well, Mr. Tchiroma, as many of us, believe that the problems of Cameroon have to be resolved by Cameroonians. The rest of the world is there to help us in case of need. But our problems have to be resolved by us. The battles of development in Cameroon have to be won by Cameroonians. And Mr. Tchiroma has spoken to world leaders, some world leaders, who've been very encouraging, but they are not the ones who determine who leads Cameroon. He knows that.
Right.
But he's happy he's been very happy to engage with them and talk to them and know that when the time comes, he would engage in a healthy process of exchange with these leaders and their countries. That's what we're looking for. He's not looking for some support from abroad to determine whether or not he becomes president of Cameroon. It's just he knows he won it. He's determined to get it, and he'll fight to ensure that the truth of the ballot boxes is respected in Cameroon. And then he wants to get to work.
Well, people out here want to see the swearing in happen as soon as possible. In fact, I received phone calls here and some people suggesting, hey, let it be done as quickly as possible before Biya gets sworn in tomorrow. And those are the expectations out there. The people can't wait to see him sworn in. I hope that as you speak with him, you are telling him those are the expectations out there. They are waiting for you to be sworn in.
Absolutely, Chris. And one of the first actions he will take is free political prisoners.
Okay.
People who should be with their families and not in some jail house that was constructed by the colonials for maybe a few hundred people and now has thousands of people. I think Mr. Tchiroma wants to clean that out. He wants to bring respectability to the law. He wants to ensure that everybody who can contribute to rebuilding our society has a chance to do just that. So, again, as I say, Cameroonians, it is their right to get the quality leadership they seek, and it is for them to help determine the outcomes that they have worked for. That's what he hopes. That's what we all hope. And to do all of this in absolute peace and tranquility where possible.
How is his safety back in Cameroon, though? Is he really secure? Is he safe?
Well, I can also tell you that a lot of folks in the military have called to congratulate him.
Oh, that's interesting.
So he believes that, but the military, his security does not depend on the military. His security depends on, in large measure, on the will of the people, and he's counting on them to ensure that their power, to get their power back, that they make it clear that he does not want to be a martyr, but he's saying he's willing to be that, if that's what those who want to hang on to power desire.
Wonderful. It's quite interesting that he is receiving endorsements from members of the military. We hope that he stays safe and come out as soon as possible, get sworn in. That is what the people out here are desperately waiting to see.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Chris, and I'll definitely let him know as soon as I can get to him again.
Let him know that his best friend, sends greetings to him.
I'm sure he'll be happy to hear that. No question about it.
All right. Thank you, Eric. We will talk again soon.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Chris. Thank you, and courage.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Eric Chinje joining me all the way from the fief of Isa Tchiroma. They happen to be together, traveling together, talking together, planning together, and that is why when I bring sometimes some of this information, you got to know that I'm getting it firsthand. So again, that was Eric Chinje joining me from La République du Cameroon. Mike Fusi, centralize yourself in camera, please. I am being joined by Mike Fusi, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, the guy is frozen. I can't, the guy is frozen. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will open the phones again. Okay, Mike Fusi. Oh, no, it's still frozen. Lock. All right. Good. So, Mike Fusi, let me get to you for a brief commentary. I'm sure you listen to Eric Chinje in its entirety, and understanding that Isa Tchiroma is now back in Cameroon, back on the soil, got in today through... got in by a helicopter, and he is planning to be sworn in, announce his cabinet. This is something big that is coming on. I am wondering what the regime in Yaoundé would be thinking right now that they are swearing in Paul Biya tomorrow. There should be a pillar of cloud, of uncertainty that hangs on their head as they do that thing tomorrow, isn't it, Mike Fusi? Good to have you. I think Mike Fusi is frozen. Sorry about that. All right. In the absence of Mike Fusi, I will go ahead and again open the phone lines and take your some of your contributions out there. Let me know how you feel with this message. This breaking story coming from Isa Tchiroma's camp, ladies and gentlemen. The phone line is right there on your screen, and I will have only 5 minutes for these phone calls. Let me see also if my Fusi's camera stop freezing up. But let me get to the phones first. Hello.
Yes, good evening to you, sir.
Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from, please?
Yes, I'm calling from Ground Zero.
Ground zero, precisely where?
Limbe, precisely.
Limbe,
Victoria.
precisely. You mean Victoria?
Yes, sir.
All right. What is on your mind, sir?
While I'm following quite a live, like Mr. Eric Chinje said, it is a very big one there. We are expecting to have a great news tomorrow.
All right. Okay. Thank you for the call. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Comrade Chris. This is all of us.
Good afternoon, sir. Good to hear your voice. Calling from the great state of Ohio, I guess.
Yeah, I'm actually calling from Washington, D.C.
Oh, okay. What is on your mind, sir?
Yeah, I'm so happy with the updates that Eric Chinje just passed on. And I actually did I did 4 podcasts on Monday, the day of after the declaration of elections. And in one of my podcasts, I actually recommended for Mr. Tchiroma to form his cabinet and authorize the Minister of Defense to recruit and train. Mm-hmm. I also recommended that he should go ahead and swear in. So apparently, my suggestions are exactly, they just go in line with what he's doing. And I'm so happy to hear that. So that that's the president of the republic. They are going to just us. And I know in a matter of time, there will be a lot of power and president. Instead of going from your own, from Garoua to the affairs of this country. So that is my contribution today.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the call. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes. Hello, Comrade Chris.
Yes, sir, I can hear you. Go on. Where are you calling from? Texas, right?
Okay. Yeah, we're from Texas. So, Isa Tchiroma was flown from Nigeria to Cameroon. Would you know, number one, the first question, would you know if that was his personal helicopter, or it was provided by the Nigerian government, or was it some purchase, like a taxi kind of thing? But also, I just want to say there is a lady, Vegan Frank, who comes on your show and just disgracing herself. She cannot even write proper English, and she's questioning why Ambazonians spend 100% of their time talking about issues that are happening in La République. I just want that lady to know that she's a disgrace to herself. Whatever happens in La République, the Cameroon affects us.
Well, but they should also understand that we spent 9 solid years talking about Ambazonia, and how does it hurt to spend 1 week or 2 weeks talking about what is happening in their country? After all, we are affected by what happens there, isn't it?
Directly.
So it's a lot of ignorance to think that we just watch what is going on there. We're not participating in what is going on there, but it doesn't hurt to make.
Whoever
United States
is, you are a disgrace.
Think about it. Think about it. United States senators are commenting on what is going on in their damn country. Why are they not asking Americans why they are commenting on their domestic policy?
Chris, this is a country that has failed them for the past 60 years. They cannot say anything about it.
Thank you for the call, sir.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Hello.
Yes, hello. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Abu Dhabi, UAE.
Okay, what is on your mind, sir? 30 seconds.
Yes, sir, I'm so pleased with your program because it's really so informing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just called this evening to really appreciate the good work you are doing and the connection you have with President-elect Isa Tchiroma. At least it's going to open way to Ambazonia, same with what Mr. Eric Chinje is doing.
All right. Thank you, sir, for the call.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Where are you calling from, sir?
I'm calling from France, Paris.
Okay, what is your contribution, please?
Yes, I just want to contribute and say that it's very important that President Tchiroma sworn in very quickly because I think by tomorrow, after the swearing of Mr. Paul Biya, the situation will be getting very, very serious in Cameroon. So I think Cameroonians, with all that they have done, supporting Mr. Tchiroma and supporting the change that is happening. We need support from the man they choose. So I think he has to come very fast and show people that he's there with them.
Wonderful. All right. Thank you for the call.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir. Hello. Hello.
Yes, good afternoon, Comrade Chris. This is Patrick here in Indiana.
Good to hear your voice, sir. What is on your mind?
Yes, actually, I just want to say courage to Issa Tchiroma for taking this step. Because what has happened in La Republic is a big shame. And Issa Tchiroma is going to take the courage. He's going to give courage to every La Republic citizen who had been frozen after the results were announced to the contrary of what the people voted. So at this time, Issa Tchiroma is going to take over that country from those selected few who had holding the country hostage because they do not have any legitimacy. Nobody even called for ghost town. The people decided to stay home before Issa Tchiroma came up this week to even announce the ghost town. So the country has been on a standstill just because the Cameroonian people are just frozen. They are like helpless. They don't even want to say anything. They don't know what to do because they are all helpless. So this is a good thing that Issa Tchiroma is doing for that country.
All right, all right. Let's hope that his return to the country stirs up the people and they continue with the fight for their mandate. Thank you for the call. All right. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon, Comrade Chris.
Good afternoon, sir. Where are you calling from?
I am calling from right here in Houston, Texas.
Right here in the neck of my hood.
Yes, we've met before.
Okay.
I just wanted to piggyback on what the previous callers have said on the importance of the president-elect to swear in, to take the oath of office before Biya does. I think it's advantageous to do that. Then the second thing is, I understand that you do communicate with Mr. Eric Chinje, who indicated that he actually met the president hours ago and actually traveled with him. We all know that the rogue regime has paid for Pegasus, which is spy software, and they have been spying people's numbers. It takes them nothing to lay hands on somebody like Chinje's number, and they can use all of those technologies to track the president. And they are, like we all know, these are the last kicks of a dying horse.
You know, you got to remember what they are doing. I think they are using their Pegasus, if actually they are, on the local numbers managed within Cameroon a telephone network.
No, I have followed documentaries about Pegasus. They can track any number anywhere around the world.
Okay.
Emails, everything. You can read about it. I have followed extensive interviews. So they can, if they, and trust me, they're following programs like yours right now.
Oh yeah,
right?
that for sure. We know. Right now they are following.
Eric
yes.
indicated that he met with the president. It takes them an hour to get Eric's number, even a US number, and they can use that alongside other things to track them.
Well,
So
I think he knows that.
Yes, I hope he knows.
Yeah, he knows that.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chris.
Thank you, I appreciate it. All right. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Mike. Unfortunately, you kept freezing up on the screen. I guess you are not using your regular
I don't
gadget.
know what happened. I think my network was not good enough, so I kept freezing.
So, what is on your mind? What do you make of these developments? Issa Tchiroma returning to Cameroon on the eve of Biya being sworn in, and Issa Tchiroma talking about himself about to be sworn in.
Well, I think the first thing that stands out is that it's a big slap on the government of the Republic of Cameroon because it shows that they are not in control of their territory. That's the first thing. They are not able to control their territory. That's why Tchiroma can go out and come back in without being intercepted. Secondly, there are two things that stand out here, Chris. The one thing is that we see two persons who are claiming to have won the presidency of La Republique of Cameroon. One person is out there being seen, moving around, holding meetings, making public speeches, meeting with his supporters, making public statements, acting like someone who has actually won an election and putting in place or making preparations to assume the office that he just won. And the contrasting image we see with the person who was announced to have won is that he is invisible. He has not been seen in public. He has not made any public statements.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what he's doing. And I think when you see the diplomatic community deciding to withhold their recognition of Paul Biya as president, it is this image which is so the contrast is so conspicuous that even a blind person can see. So it makes it difficult for anyone to come out and endorse somebody who cannot even come out to claim the victory that he is said to have won, or rather others are speaking on his behalf, just as they spoke on his behalf leading up to this so-called election. So these contrasting images show clearly who is ready to lead. There's one person who is ready to lead, and that is Tchiroma. And there's another person who is said to be ready to lead, but has not demonstrated it, has not been seen, and that person is Paul Biya. And the contrast is clear. So I don't think there's any debate about who is ready to lead the Republic of Cameroon right now.
That is quite interesting, right? Your analysis very on point. You have somebody. I mean, how can the diplomatic community go about congratulating somebody they cannot see, whereas you have an elected person who is seen, who is being heard from, and they think they should go and endorse a dead man living, essentially.
Exactly.
But what do you think the effect of this is going to be? How would Cameroonians, La Republicans, receive this news? And on the other side of the Mongo, that is Ambazonia, what should be going on in the minds of Ambazonia? You know, when you listen to Eric Chinje, he is speaking as if Issa Tchiroma is going to be the president of all Cameroonians. Now, remember when they use that terminology, they are including Ambazonia in it. The release of political prisoners, they have been saying this throughout their campaign. They're trying to kind of war Ambazonians to think that, to accept, to embrace Issa Tchiroma. Is this what Ambazonians should be expecting?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We are happy for our neighbor, like Cameroon. That is what we can see here. We are happy for them that hopefully they will have a change of government, so that they can have at least someone who is there active and actually leading. Because for the last 5 years or more, has not been there. He has been an invisible president. So at least they can have someone who is there to lead them, and maybe someone who is more willing to engage and actually value the common man, unlike Paul Biya, who valued nobody but himself. But when it comes to Ambazonians, let me focus on Ambazonians. We cannot allow this thing to carry out, we cannot allow the heart of Tchiroma's ascension to the Supreme Magistracy of the Republic of Cameroon to make us wrong and to forget who we are dealing with. We are dealing with the Republic of Cameroon. It is not about their president, it is about a people who have a certain notion of who we are. And we also must often remember that Tchiroma is coming, if he comes in as president, will only be there for a certain period of time.
Yeah, one term.
Who else will come in after Tchiroma?
Yeah.
And what that person may do, which is exactly what happened to us, right? When we started with Cameroon, we had a hero. As a dictator as he may have been, I would think people would choose a hero today by a large margin as compared to Paul Biya. So we cannot just say that, oh, because Tchiroma is promising this or Tchiroma is promising that, we should now negate our own priorities and where we are heading and start riding on a different train whose destination we don't even know. So Ambazonians should be focused on what we started out to achieve, which is our own autonomy and our ability to govern ourselves and manage our own affairs. That's our priority.
All right. Yes. Thank you, sir. Let's see if we can get this show run again tomorrow. You have a great night.
You too.
All right. This is the last caller I'm taking for tonight. Hello. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from?
Ground Zero.
Ground Zero. What is on your mind, sir?
Yeah, I just want to appreciate you for the updates regarding Tchiroma.
Okay.
I think he's going progressively. I think what he's doing now is it's okay. So just to add regarding what has been happening, especially what happened today in the Bambui.
Yeah.
With the Cameroon military.
Right.
I think, this is another. I think this message is going to the Cameroon military. Let them understand this is another opportunity God has given them. I think all of them that are dying in the northwest and southwest, all of them will look at their youths.
Right.
And I think if you are a military that you are still alive, I think God will keep you for a purpose. And it is now is the right time for them to make a choice. Either they choose between life and death. I think you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you look critically, the problem in the northwest and southwest is a political problem. But the regime have decided to use military solution to solve the problem.
Right.
And now another problem. Now the regime now want to create another problem again. Which the problem so is a political problem between Tchiroma and the Biya government. And now the regime is also hoping to use the military against this time around. Very, very wise and be tactics. Know that if they miss this opportunity this time around, I think the God of that land will not spare them this time around.
All right. Thank you for the call, sir. Thank you for the call. We are up with time. It's great to hear from you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that will be all for the night. I look forward to coming back tomorrow with a full show and discussing other issues, especially the attack in the Bamenda, the attack in Bambili, to be precise, that took the lives of I think four La République du Cameroun military in the Bambili. We understand by the forces of the Southern Cameroons. We will discuss about that tomorrow and have live reports. Thank you for tuning in tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and good night.
Smart, muna king fenge, usari maribo. Wose se ku, jose be wuragwe. 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 That concept grandago. Mukuba, Mate, Amechi, Agway, Peter, Eno, Ancien Treva, Rompeno, Murukwa, Aquaticaba, a young Atem, Rompeno, Aquaticaba, a Remoni, Rompeno, Tonkan Batam, Aquaticaba, a Tigan Swadi, Rompeno, Muruba, Sese Come